Hello, everyone. You've made it to Saturday, or the sixth day of our perfect week. If you haven't been joining us this whole week, that's okay. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. This week, we've been talking about change. And so, what's a great way to add some change into our lives? Change our point of view, change our perspectives. If you were with me yesterday or on the fifth day, that was definitely something that we started approaching, how to change our perspectives. Today, it's all about changing those perspectives. So let's get started on the mat. I'm Allison, and I will be your guide today. And I just want to remind everyone that as your guide, your body is the most important guide, right? So listen to your body and what it needs and what it doesn't need. Never go into pain, and definitely just find what feels good for your body today. Every day is a little different, right? We'll start in a Sukhanasana, which on our easy seat, something that feels comfortable. Maybe yours is going to look a little different than mine, but something where we're comfortable here. If your knees can't bend like this, maybe stretch them out or one stretched out, whatever it looks like to you. We'll just start arriving here physically, mentally, giving thanks to yourself for taking the time for yourself to be here on the mat, to get a good flow and a good sweat in. I invite you to bring one hand to heart and one hand to belly. Just observe how our breath changes our body. Remembering that these balancing chakras, the heart, our solar plexus, these are all the centers of change, centers of balance maybe. Let's just take about 3 to 5 breaths where we just observe with each deep inhale through the nose how our hands change. With each deep exhale through the nose, how your body resets. Keep breathing and observing on your own pace. Take one more nice deep inhale and deep exhale. Release the arms. Maybe shake out the shoulders. From this position, I would do some shoulder rolls back and then a few shoulder rolls forward just to loosen up the shoulders. We'll take right arm and bend it behind the head, and then take your left hand to that elbow. Just hold it here. Try not to lean too far forward. You're trying to keep your head upright, but be careful. Don't stretch your arm too much. But we're going to be using our arms a lot today, and we used them a lot yesterday too. So let's get them warmed up. All right, shake it out. Switch arms. And shake it out. And let's do that rock climbing stretch that we did previously. So stretching the right arm across the body, left arm comes up, and just pressing on the inside of the elbow. Don't press on the joint itself, pulling that right arm in toward your chest. And release. We'll go to the other side. And release. Okay, and from here, just in our nice seated position, placing our palms on our knees or something similar, we'll do some seated cat-cows. So inhaling, opening up that chest, exhaling, closing the chin in toward the chest. And just fixing that movement. I'll move here to the side too. Inhaling, opening up the throat, not scrunching the neck, opening up the throat. Exhale, bringing that chin in. Just feeling that chin actually carving space in an arc up and exhaling into an arc down. Maybe in this posture, doing it this way, when we're pressing back from the knees, maybe we feel a little bit more of a stretch in the tops of the shoulders. Focus on that. See how that feels. Okay, do one more. Come back to center. We're going to do a little half Lord of the Fishes. So my left foot, we did this previously, but left foot is by the right thigh. And I'm going to bring my right leg across. Give it a little hug. Maybe a little twist. And then enter into half Lord of the Fishes, if that's in your practice. If not, just stay hugging the knee to the chest. With each inhale, feel your spine elongating. And with each exhale, pulling that belly button toward the spine, activating the core to protect the lower back. I can't say that enough. Looking over your right shoulder or toward your right shoulder, wherever you are is where you need to be. And release, and we'll switch legs. Okay, so now right foot is by the left thigh. Bring the left leg across. Give it a nice hug. Capture with the elbow with a gentle twist. And when you're ready, add in that half Lord of the Fishes. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee, twisting carefully. Each inhale, elongating the spine. Each exhale, belly button pushes out all the air. There's some dogs having a very serious conversation outside. All right, and release. We'll come into a Baddha Konasana. So feet, bottoms of the feet together. Maybe give yourself a little wiggle, especially if you're sore. If you've been doing yoga every day and other stuff, other activities, maybe you're a little sore. And when you're ready, grabbing the feet, grabbing the ankles, opening up the chest, keeping the neck nice and long, and just breathing here, arriving. And releasing our hands from our feet and our legs. Spreading your legs out as wide as feels comfortable. Some people feel better having a little cushion under their hips for this, but we're going to spend a little time with a wide-legged forward fold, however this looks for you. So especially one day to the next, I'm more flexible than others, depending on what activities I've done, how much water I had to drink. But wherever you are, make sure that your toes are facing upwards. They're not collapsing in or even out. They're facing upwards. They're active. Inhale your spine tall and exhale, hands on the shins. Just seeing if the belly button, the heart leading, we can get into a little bit of a forward fold here. And remember, we're still warming up, so be careful, be gentle, and be forgiving of your body. We'll move our focus over to the left leg, and from here, I come up a little bit, reset, and then hinge at the hips, reaching toward my toes. And if that means I'm on my shins, my ankle, maybe even have a block. If you are reaching the toes, be careful that you are not collapsing into your back, keeping the integrity of that back and keeping your right foot active. I have so many commands. Release your toes, and we're going to walk our hands in front of us over to the other shin. So we're at that shin, reset, straighten out that back, reaching toward the toes, If we reach the toes, as always, keep that spine nice and tall. One more deep breath in and exhale, and slowly moving over to the center, and we're right where we started. Now from here, we're going to move into some sun salutations. So this week we have focused on sun salutation A, and then we did sun salutation B. I really enjoy teaching vinyasa flow, and those sun salutations, they're my favorite, gotta tell you. But today we're going to do the sun salutation C, and if you know me at all, you know we're going to start with the traditional and then move into a variation. Okay, so slowly move your way back up into a nice seated position. Bring those feet together, and I've crossed my ankles, and I'm going to roll into a tabletop. Maybe wiggle out your back here, and then I'm going to send it into our first down dog. So curling those toes, sending the hips back. Today's practice is all about changing our perspective. So we're going to stay here for just a little bit longer and just pausing here. So start by walking out your dog, and even maybe see if you can dip your knees down a little bit further toward the other side. Get a little side stretch and maybe a little extra hip stretch. And then come to a place of stillness, pressing through the fingers, not just the palms, right? Pressing through the fingers, sending energy to the tops of our shoulders, and that same energy rolling down the backs of your legs and out your heels. Maybe your heels are meeting the mat, maybe they aren't, but still send that energy down. And let's look through between the hands, and let's walk up. We'll do a quick forward fold here, and knees always gently bent, especially on our first one. Maybe move your shoulders up a little bit just to get a little movement. And then I invite you to do a little side to side. So going from the outsides of each foot. All right. And then slowly rolling up, vertebrae by vertebrae, to a nice standing position. Oh, hello, plant. I'll probably run into this plant about 14 times. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to do a sun salutation C to get us started here. If you don't remember, that's okay. We're going to start with our mountain pose. So when we do this, knees may be gently bent, really pressing the energy into the feet. Energy and weight on all four corners of the foot. Inhale, opening up that chest, elongating the spine, sending energy down the fingers, shooting them out the fingers toward the back of your heel. That helps us to open up that chest and bring that head up a little bit taller as well. All right, pressing through our feet. Inhale, arms up overhead, reaching fingertips away from feet, feet away from fingertips. Exhale, diving down, hinge at the hips. Inhale, flat back, strong neck. Exhale, forward fold, planting your hands, fingers, or maybe coming to a block. And stepping the left foot back. So the weight goes onto the right foot, step the left foot back into our high lunge. Coming up all the way high lunge, reaching those fingertips up. Little back bend. Exhale, frame the back foot. Step back into downward facing dog. From here, slowly bring the knees down to the mat. And we'll do heart melting pose, which is heart, chin, sliding on the mat, and then coming up into a little cobra. If you'd like to start with Sphinx, do that. A little small back bend. And if this is all you're doing today, you're doing great. Release and press back into down dog. Place the weight on the right foot and just slowly bring that left foot up next to the left thumb. We'll come up into a high lunge. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Bring right foot to meet up with left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, let's do it one more on the other side. Extended mountain. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold, planting the hands, weight on the left foot. Step the right foot back into high lunge. Crescent. Arms up overhead, baby back bend. Frame the foot, step back to down dog. From here, knees, heart, chin. Heart melting, sliding along the mat, coming back up, this time maybe into cobra. Lowering down, back through to down dog. Weight on the left foot, slowly bring the right foot up next to right thumb. Balance, coming up to high lunge, crescent, arms up overhead, baby back bend. Come back down, frame the right foot, step left foot next to right. Inhale, flat back, straightening the legs. Exhale, forward fold, pressing to the feet. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, hands to heart. Excellent. How you doing? Let's go a little bit more, but I'd like to add in some modifications. So remember, one of the great things about video is you could always pause or rewind and do that again. All right, let's go. Inhale, arms up, extended. Exhale, diving down, hinge at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, and here pause. So we're going to add some variation here. Bring the hands to heart and weight on the right foot. Bring the left knee up to your hands at heart. Hold it here for a minute, if you can. This is in your practice. And then we will slowly reach out, our hands in front and our leg behind. So left leg goes behind, hands in front. Hold here in this warrior three, or join me in a few warrior three crunches. Hands and knees to heart. And out. Two more. Inhale and exhale. We're stretching out, warrior three. Inhale, hands and knee to heart. One more, stretching out. Now we're going to fall back carefully, purposefully into our high lunge. Hands are still in prayer pose, reaching up toward the sky, baby back bend. Inhale, exhale, diving down. Place the left hand next to right foot. Reach that right hand up toward the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, lower the back knee and reach the right hand to the left foot. Opening that heart, gentle in your twist, careful in your twist, listen to your body. Inhale, exhale, release. Place your hands, frame the right foot. Activate the left leg, get it nice and strong, and kick back into a three-legged down dog. Holding here for a moment, and then knee to elbow. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale, kicking back. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, kicking back. And this time, right knee to left elbow, but pause here. Oh, yeah. And see if you can bring knee to wrist, elbow to wrist, elbow to wrist. And then kick back one more time, three-legged downward dog. Bring your feet together into a regular down dog. Take a nice deep breath. Lower those knees down, knee, heart, chin. Melting, sliding, coming up into our bigger cobra. Lower down, send through to down face dog. Downward facing dog, I should say. Weight on the right foot. Inhale, left leg up. Inhale, exhale, stack those hips. Breathing here for a moment. And then, if you're into it, pressing in to your right hand, lift the left hand and let the left foot fall. Breathe. Inhale, exhale, coming back into a downward facing dog. Kick that left leg up one more. Inhale, exhale, bend the left knee, bring it through left foot by left thumb. Come up into high lunge. Arms up overhead. Exhale, diving back down. Place hands on both sides. Bring right foot to meet left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Whew, I got my heart going. Let's do the other side, shall we? Okay. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, diving down. Inhale, halfway lift. And bring that hand to our heart. Okay, so switching legs this time. So this time, weight goes on the left foot. Bring the right knee up. So knees and heart and hands to heart. Find a good drishti. Feel the weight on all four corners of your left foot. And then slowly reaching out into a warrior three. Holding here for a moment. Now, if you'd like to stay here, just stay into your warrior three or join me in some warrior three crunches. All right, inhale and exhale. Hands, knees to heart. Inhale, reaching out. Exhale, hands, knee to heart. Inhale, reaching out. Last one. Exhale, knee, hands to heart. Okay, reach out one last time so that we can slowly, carefully come back into that high lunge. Hands are already together. Do a little baby back bend here, maybe a little bit more. Inhale, exhale. Right hand comes down to left foot, left fingertips up toward the ceiling. Breathing. Lower that back knee. Bring left hand to right foot. Opening that chest. Breathe into it. Release. Bring right hand to the left foot. Curling your right toe. Straightening your right leg. Kick that left leg up into a three-legged down dog. Inhale, exhale. Bend that left knee. Bring left knee to left elbow. Inhale, kicking back. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, kicking back. And then exhale, bend left knee to right elbow. Hold it here, or maybe you can do elbow to wrist. Elbow to wrist. One more time, elbow to wrist. Kicking back all the way. Holding here. Whew. And bring that foot down into a traditional down dog. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the knees, heart, chin, sliding along, opening up to cobra, and pressing back to down dog. Weight goes on the left foot. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, bend and stack. You know where we're going with this, right? I'm going to move a little bit so I know I have enough room. Okay, inhale and exhale, bringing the right arm up, allowing the right foot to fall behind. Opening that chest, changing our point of view. Breathe. Inhale and exhale, coming back through. Come back into our down dog again. Pressing the left foot. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bringing right knee through, right foot by right thumb. All right, you ready? Coming up, high lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Frame the right foot. Bring left foot next to right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Whew. Feeling good, guys. All right. So from here, we're going to do, let's just take a moment to invert ourselves. So I'm going to move myself over, feet a little bit wider than my hips. Inhale, arms up overhead, bending the knees slightly. Exhale, diving down into a nice forward fold. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here. All right. Now from here, I'm going to place my hands down on the mat, bring my feet in a little bit closer, and I'm going to come back down almost into a table. Okay, so I'm going to come do my table. We're going to do some dolphin. Coming down to my forearms. You can keep your palms, the outsides of the palms on the mat or hands clenched. Curl those toes and send those hips up. So you're in a downward facing dog, but on the forearms. Now you can stay here, or we'll do about 3 to 5 push-ups, which just means we roll through so the face is over your hands in our plank, and then press through, hips back. Let's do about 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Awesome. All right, from here, slowly lower down your knees. Let's spread the knees to the outsides of the mat, toes together, sending the hips back into a nice child's pose rest. However child's pose looks for you today. So maybe we're extended child's pose and stretch out the arms from our dolphin that we just did, or maybe a little bit more traditional. Take at least 3 slow breaths. Slow the heart. Catch your breath, so to speak. And we're going to come into a similar posture, but this time it's rabbit pose. Okay, so coming up on the hands and knees again. Staying in the forearms. Hands are clutched together here. And we're going to roll onto the tops of the heads. Now, you can. This is like the beginnings of a headstand. So we have variations. We can just stay on our knees, tops of the head meeting the mat, if that is in your practice. If it is not, we could just stay in kind of a quasi-rabbit. Head on the top of the mat, toes are curled on the mat. You can keep your knees here or see if you can bring your toes a little bit closer. But make sure that you have pressure on your forearms so that you can protect your neck. This is absolutely enough. We're changing our perspective. We're changing our point of view. So what are the things that you see beyond you? How do things look different? I think I kind of liken this pose and starting to pay attention to the world around me to the first time you see a photograph in your house and you realize maybe your house is messier than you realized. You see things in a photograph that you don't see otherwise. Changing our perspective. Okay, wherever you're at, we're going to take some of the pressure off of the neck, maybe moving the knees back a little bit, pressing through our forearms. Bring your heads up a little bit, and we'll slowly make our way to our back. Okay, crossing my ankles. I'm going to pause here in a seated position for a moment, and let's just stretch our neck out just a little bit side to side. Be very gentle. Maybe do a little neck roll. All right. Place our feet on the mat, knees are bent. Slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. And we're going to do a few little back bends here. We'll start with fish pose. Now, anyone who that is a pose that is not in your repertoire for whatever reason, you can always do bridge pose instead. If you'd like to join in fish pose, straightening out those legs, bringing our hands under our hips, and again, bringing that head up, trying to meet the same thing that we did with our rabbit pose, but now just from a different direction. So trying to bend the neck. Now, if this is not suiting you, you can always, I'll show you a little variation, place a block underneath your shoulders. for some support, stretching out your legs, arms active, and this can help to still give that same perspective. If we're just trying to change our perspective and take our time here in the fish that's supported. If you know fish and you're great with fish, maybe you can move those blocks out of the way. But the idea is trying to get the crown of the head near the mat. Change your perspective. Take one more deep breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Release the neck. For some, you may want to bring the feet up first, feet near your hips, and roll out to protect your lower back and your neck. All right. Be very gentle with that one. All right, so we're going to move on to doing a little mini shoulder stand and then plow. All right. Rolling down. Feet are on the mat, knees are bent, rolling our torso down onto the mat. Getting ourselves ready. I'm going to do a few rolls first. We did this yesterday, if you had joined me, just rolling back and forth on the spine. Use the knees as leverage, but your arms are guiding you too. Okay, and then on the next roll, send that trajectory to get the hips closer to your chin. Arms are taking on a lot of the weight, so it should not be your neck or your shoulders that take on too much of the weight. And if you can't quite get your legs up, maybe your knees are close to your face like this, or maybe you're just a little bit higher up. Reaching those feet up toward the ceiling, balancing on your arms, balancing on your shoulders, reaching those toes away from you. Supporting your lower back with your hands, making little tripods, a little triangle with shoulder to elbow to hands. Now stay here, or I invite you to join me in a little plow pose where we allow our feet to fall behind us. And maybe it stops here, or maybe we need a block behind us. You can always use a block to support your feet. Or just allow the toes to fall into the mat. Again, being very gentle with the neck, careful with the neck. Take one more deep breath here, inhaling, and then exhale, slowly coming back out, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae to come back down into a nice seated position. So with the feet on the mat, knees bent, arms to your side, we're going to take a minute to just loosen up the back if that happened to be a little tough on us, and windshield wiper the knees side to side. All right, now I'm going to just take my right leg, keep the left leg down, take my right leg, stretching it up overhead as far as feels comfortable. And we're going to do some point and flex of the right foot. And release, switching the legs. So now my right foot is on the mat and is bent, and my left leg comes up nice and straight, trying to pull that shin toward our face. And then point and flex the left foot. And bring that left foot down. We're going to do a little legs up the wall variation, and I'm going to use a blanket to support my hips today. If you would like to, you're always welcome to do so. I'm going to find my weight, hips toward the wall. And again, if you don't have a wall, you can use the back of a chair or a couch. reach those feet up, and then I'm going to bring my feet down almost into a frog. So it's a cobbler's pose. I'm really thinking about those knees opening up here. So frog, cobblers, butterfly, I don't know, but butterfly against the wall. If you can see this, my hips are very near the wall. My knees are pressing toward the wall. Feet are together. You might be up here. That's okay. And if that's really not doing it and you'd rather just do maybe bent knees against the wall, just your heels are touching, great. Wonderful. And for me, I just like looking at my picture of Zion here. Makes me happy. We'll take a few breaths here. And I invite you to bring right hand, just how we started, right hand to heart, left hand to belly. We'll do about 5 slow breaths here. Now, if you'd like to stay here, or if you'd like to transition into Shavasana, I highly recommend it. I always will. For today, I'm going to release my hands, release my knees, bring them together, and slowly roll to one side. Take a moment here, and when I'm ready, come back up into a nice seated position. Into our easy seat. And before we end, we'll take a moment to nod our head, stretch out our shoulders, bringing my chin to each shoulder, maybe not all the way, but just enough. Do a little loosening. Maybe ear to shoulder. And bring that chin as far down to the chest as you can. It feels good. And coming back. I am so thankful that I got to join you in your journey today. I hope I get to see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is our last of our perfect week, but of course you can do any of these videos out of order, whatever order you want. So from here, let's do one big inhale, arms up overhead, hands to heart. Exhaling, hands to heart now. Bowing, thankful.